Hey guys, here we are halfway through the year, and gosh, I think it's time we probably talk about what's going on in the market with a market update. Is it going to crash? Stay tuned. Now, statistics are boring. So, we're going to try to keep this fun, upbeat, and give you a little bit of perspective on what some of these numbers actually mean. By the way, did you know that perspective is one of my favorite words? It's been like my word of the year for like 5 years running. So we put out stats every month in 4 key categories. We publish them in our monthly newsletter. If you'd like to subscribe, I'll put a link in the description below. And we publish them on our Instagram account at Kromm Real Estate. And so here are a few choice stats. These were taken on June 2nd, 2021 in Bend, residential sales under 1 acre. Redmond is similar. We don't have time to go through Redmond as well, but it's also very, very similar. So you can sort of apply the same logic and understanding about these stats to that city as well. Total active residential listings, 85. I mean, it's not June 2nd today, so plus or minus a few, maybe. But last year there was 350. And in a more normal year, because last year was like COVID craziness, there's closer to 500. Like 2018, 2019, there was around 500, 550 listings on the market in June. So from 500-ish in a normal year to 85 right now, yeah, I'd say we've got an inventory problem. Number of residential sales to date, 937. 937 sales have happened and have closed so far this year alone. Now, you might think that seems like a low number because we've had such low inventory. No, we're actually up from 783 sales this time last year. Huh? How? Well, the 900 homes sold range about mid-year is more consistent with what we see in normal years like 2018 and 2019. 2020 was a fluke, right? But it's obvious we are actually still seeing a very similar number of listings coming to the market. In fact, it's actually not really a supply issue that we're seeing. It's a demand issue that's crunching our market. We are absolutely flooded by people who want to move here. Absolutely flooded. I can't blame them. I just can't. I love it here. Now, is Bend what it was 20 years ago? No. But it might be better. I mean, I love Chick-fil-A, and we only got that last year. And with that massive increase in demand, let's talk about what it's done to prices. I mean, this couldn't be more of a classic example of supply and demand economics. More people chasing fewer products. The current average residential sale price in Bend right now under an acre is $738,248 versus last year at this time, $556,470. People, are you paying attention? That's a 33% increase in 1 year. Pure insanity. Guys, the average sale price is almost $750,000. And I mean, the average sale price kind of equates to like the average house, right? So your average, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, updated, finishes with an okay backyard in Bend, that's a lot of money. Okay. Stop. Time out. Please. So we know why this is happening, right? Tons of millennials are entering the buying market. People want to get out of the metro cities and into the burbs. Working from home has practically been mandated. And Bend just kicks ass. So let's go there. But I think we're gonna start seeing this slow down a little bit. I know, call me crazy. I just can't see this continuing to infinity. It has to slow down at some point, right? And there's a few reasons why. Oh, here we go. I hope this doesn't come back to haunt me in a few months. Buyer fatigue is real. At some point, the mere prices of homes will have to deter people. I know I'm not gonna spend $1 million on a 1,100 square foot 3-2. Just not gonna happen. At least, I don't think. At least not anytime soon, I'm sure of that. And I know others feel the same way. In fact, there are tons of buyers just waiting on the sidelines because they can't afford anything here. And not only that, but just the current competition level where every home has a dozen offers and it's going way over asking. Buyers are tired of losing. They're tired of fighting. Interest rates. The Fed has just recently announced that they're gonna push up their timetable for increasing interest rates. Why? Well, because inflation's on the rise, and one of the only ways that the Fed has to combat inflation is by increasing interest rates. Now, mortgage interest rates are not the same as the Fed interest rates. And in fact, they aren't tied together. So when one goes up, the other doesn't automatically follow. Now, they're not tied to each other, but that doesn't mean that they can't follow or correlate with each other, okay? In fact, just the news the other day of them wanting to increase interest rates sooner, just that news alone sparked a slight raise in mortgage interest rates. So it is likely that interest rates are going to go up, and that has a profound effect on affordability. For example, I've always wanted to say for example like that in a video. Take a $750,000 mortgage at 3% versus a $750,000 mortgage at 4%. Forgive me, these are not super hard numbers. This is just a generalized number, but we're looking at a payment difference of about $400 per month. $3,162 versus $3,580. And to keep it simple, we're not including taxes or insurance. Again, as I said, that's almost a $400 difference per month in your mortgage payment. But if you work backwards out of that and do the math, that equates to conservatively a $75,000 difference in what you can actually afford in a house. So the $750,000 loan that you thought you could get is now only a $675,000 mortgage. That's a lot. That will suck. And finally, new construction supply will begin to catch up. 2020/2021 was a very strange saddle in Central Oregon as far as new construction goes. There was a lot of stuff planned, and there's a lot of stuff winding down, but there wasn't a lot of building that actually happened in those 2 years. Now, you probably drive around town and you see, houses going up all over the place, but the reality is, it's actually not that much. In fact, it's some of the lowest numbers that we've had as far as new building permits come out in like the last decade. But that's getting ready to change. There are thousands, plural, thousands of new homes planned for the next 2 to 10 years. Notice I said planned, not actually being built, because we're not gonna have 1,000 homes built in the next 2 years. Nah, I don't think so. You see, about a year ago, I predicted in one of my other videos that, we had probably about 18 months before new construction would actually start to meet the current demand. And while that demand exceeded my expectations, I still do think that eventually we're gonna start having homes at least make a dent in the demand that we're seeing right now. To wrap this up, I want to emphasize that I do not think that we are going to see a crash or a dip in the housing market. This is not like stocks where you can, wait for the dip and buy the dip and then ride the highs. It doesn't work that way. There isn't going to be a dip. If anything, over the next, few years, the sharp increased growth that we've seen is literally only going to mellow out a little bit, but still stay relatively strong. 2008 was a fluke, I promise you. In fact, never before in the history of US real estate market has the entire market gone down in value at the same exact time. So it would be a complete outlier, or aliens would have to invade our planet in order for the entire market to crash again. But I do have to think that this massive influx in people will have to slow down simply because of affordability. You know, if people can't afford to move here because the prices are so high. Not only that, but we've got interest rates, which are going to further impact affordability. And then finally, if we do start to get more homes built in the next, 6 to 18 months, that will also ease our demand by increasing the supply. Eventually. Let me know what you think. Go ahead and leave us a comment in the comment section down below. You can also go ahead and subscribe, and if you stick around here a little bit longer, there it is. You can go ahead and check out our next video right up here. If you do subscribe, and if you haven't already, be sure to hit the bell notification so you can stay up to date on when we release new videos, which is generally every Thursday or Friday. Thanks guys for watching, and we will see you next week.